I was brought into the investing world by someone who I consider a mentor. He taught me about stocks. He taught me about growing my wealth. He taught me about using my time wisely, making my money work for me. And there came a point in time where I was a few years in to now owning stocks and owning shares of companies. And he asked me, he tested me one day. He said, oh, did you see such and such on X? I think it was like a CEO for some company or something like that. And I said, X, CEO? I didn't see that. I don't use X. He knew I didn't use X because I never talk about X, which is kind of crazy. And it gets me to my point of what I want to talk about in this video. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Pastor Blackwood, and my mission is so simple. It's to help people like myself, people who did not have that guidance on America's financial system, people who want to thrive in America's financial system. If that's you, I suggest you stick around. Now let's get back to the story. Not having X as an investor is kind of crazy because at the time of the recording of this video, we're in 2025 and almost all moving pieces around a company, a public company especially, have a profile on X. A lot of them do. A professional profile. A lot of CEOs, CFOs, CTOs, marketing teams for companies, developers for companies, builders for companies. A lot of these people have an X account. So my mentor is watching me buy stocks for the first time ever. This is years back. And he seen me just scroll Instagram. I would buy stocks and go to scroll. Just use my time scrolling, just looking at you guys, watching videos. And he'd be like, what exactly are you doing with your time right now? You're scrolling. Okay, fine that you're scrolling. I ain't got nothing against scrolling. A lot of us scroll today. Information is coming at us so fast, it's hard not to scroll. But he basically said to me, what if I tell you you can productively scroll? And at the time, I was just like, what? Huh? But looking back, I wish I started this earlier because money follows money. And you want to be in those rooms where money is. If you don't have friends with money, if you don't know people with money, and you're in 2025, that's not a good enough excuse because you can go online and find the people with the money and see what they talk about, see what they say, see what they're developing, see what project they're working on, see what phase of the project it's in. There's so much information that people want to brag about on X. There's so much information that people want to brag about on social media, period. On X, what I like is that people brag about their projects and what they do, at least in the financial space. Disclaimer, I made my X account maybe I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's all curated following people in the finance space, crypto, real estate, stocks, things of that nature, even like precious metals, stuff like that. People that flex on Instagram, they're just flexing clothes, material, what they did yesterday. It's a whole different world going on over there. Instagram is like junk food. Instagram is like candy, just dopamine. Versus X, I know there's still some toxic energy on X. I've been there and I've seen it enough to know it exists there. But my algorithm, it follows so much money. People with money, what they speak about, developers, people that run companies, CEOs. I'll show you one right now. Let me show you something. Vlad, what's his name? This is just an example, not financial advice. What we're looking at right here is the CEO's profile, X Twitter profile, CEO of Robinhood app. So you can go on Robinhood itself's page, and they have Robinhood. The app has its own. For those of you that don't know what Robinhood is where we can buy and trade stocks and crypto and things of that nature, so we get rich. It has its own page, but can't find this on Instagram. You won't find a CEO of Robinhood tweeting on a moment-to-moment basis or day-to-day basis what's going on with the money, where the money's going, saying his opinion, him, his team, whoever it is. There's someone here with social media presence behind Vlad Tenev, the CEO of Robinhood's account. And how is this information useful? Why do we care to look at these people? You might say, well, you invested money in this company. Would you give money to someone who you have no idea what they're doing with your money? Would you want to do that? And I'm not saying that X shows us every single little thing that goes on with our money once we invest. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, though, you want to be as close as possible to these meeting rooms. You want to be up in there to see what's going on. X gives you the opportunity to come as close as possible to doing something like that, to monitoring people, right? And if we dive deep enough, we could find, like I said, the CTOs, the CFOs, people that work for this company who have their own thread, their own information and what they display, what they talk about the company. And you can do your own digging, do your own research. That way your investment goes from a gamble to an actual solid investment, one that you have conviction in, conviction that you built yourself based off of just scrolling. Remember, that's where we started. Investors out there, all I'm trying to say is scrolling, you can do it in a very productive manner. You can find other investments while you scroll. Of course, it's not always going to be perfect. There's people on this app, like I said before, that, bring the toxicity to it. That's fine. But this is a different app where people actually have conversation about topics that concern your investments. Think of any company right now that may be trading publicly, Nike, Google, and type in CEO after that. Type in CTO after that. Look at the name that comes up. See if he has an X account. Follow him. Follow her. Look up these suggested followers that will come up once you do that follow. See who else is down there. See who they work for. Follow them. See who they're talking about. See what they're talking about. See what project they're working on. Get the inside scoop. This is how you find that information. This is how winners win, by getting the information early, getting the information fast, placing the bet, the investment, and just waiting. This is how people prosper. This is how people get rich, by buying things in this country when it's low in price, before people know it has value, waiting for it to get valuable. And that's it. It could be so simple. It could be very simple. So that's as far as I can go today. I hope you guys found value in this. I hope you do, because my goal, like I said, is to bring us to the waters. I can't make you drink, but I can bring you to the information that's been helping me prosper in this system. No matter if there's a recession or not going on, there's always ways when you know where the money's going. I hope you guys are enjoying this brand new channel, by the way. Thank you guys for showing the love and support and for staying this long. And for now, I'll see you guys on the next video.